you went out there and started a YouTube channel. Now, how much did you do research into knowing like YouTube is the place I'm going to start? How much were you like, I needed the perfect video? What was that balance that got you started on that channel, and why that channel specifically?
I chose YouTube for several reasons. First, it's the hardest social media channel to do. And I guess we could debate that, but I mean, there's the visuals, there's the editing, there's the scripting, there's all of the tagging and the search engine optimization. Like, it is so time consuming that I wanted to be somewhere where the barrier to entry was higher because I knew I could outwork anyone. And so I also really enjoyed being on camera and talking and showing my personality and having fun, goofy editing. And so with those two things, I thought, okay, that's perfect. Now, of course, I also did move into LinkedIn and cross promote there because that is an extremely natural place to promote a job searching YouTube channel and job search content. And LinkedIn is quite a bit easier. And I've even put out free classes on how to really optimize your LinkedIn presence. But YouTube really was that place where I felt like I could build a long-term strategy. I will tell you, it did not come without blood, sweat, and tears.
Well, I mean, I'm putting together a YouTube channel. I probably started much later than you as well. And like, I have a guy, and that guy works hard, and there's a lot of pieces and there's a lot of money I put into it. Like, as you speak about barriers to entry, it's like you have thumbnail design, you're SEOing everything, then you're editing it, and it's like, okay, not everybody else is going to do this. So maybe if I go out there and I do something great, you're going to stand out. And so I can definitely appreciate that. I'd be curious, when did you start the YouTube?
When I started, my first video came out October of 2017.
Do you keep your first video published, or did you hide it? Because I've hidden some of them.
Oh. They're not cute.
I want to speak about this because, okay, I have this one story and I want to hear yours. Is I started a channel for Mind Valley back when I worked there, and it was an online marketing weekly recap. And I did 7 episodes on a camera that I never released because it was so terrible. But it got me ready to release number 8, and that's how I kind of did it. So I'd be curious to know, how were your first trials on YouTube?
Oh my gosh, I actually posted my outtakes from my first, few videos, and that is also public on YouTube. And people go, "Oh, Madeline, I thought you were just naturally good at talking." And I said, "No, sweetie, that is practice and that is editing." And of course, now I can carry on this conversation with you, no problem. But we're years in. I have been talking about this for years. I am extremely trained now. And so that is something that you have to be able to ride that curve. And it's so easy to explain away that, oh, that person's just talented. They just have a natural talent. And that is not the case.
I'd be curious to know, so you posted your first YouTube videos and then you started going, how much time did it take before you had something that you were like, oh, this is getting nice traction? Or did you have some instant success pretty early on?
For a while, maybe even it could have been 2 years, got so many comments of, why isn't this channel bigger? This content is the best on YouTube. Why isn't this channel bigger? And the reason it wasn't bigger was because you have to really learn every platform. I was given pretty poor advice, Jason. I was told, put out high quality content and be consistent. And I'm telling you right now, that's not the recipe to success. And I did take a couple of YouTube courses that were unhelpful. And then I took several YouTube courses after that were very helpful. And so that's another thing, is even if you're investing money, it's so, now I'm someone who is a chronic coaching, investing person. I'm always buying coaching programs. So that even though I've gotten burned a few times, it didn't just never stop me from getting back on the horse. But yeah, I did get burned by a few of those programs. And yeah, once I changed my strategy, it really helped me to not just put out quality content, but put out quality content people would actually see.
What do you think is the little nuance that's different from the original advice that you had to tweak?
I was building the content that I knew people needed when I needed to build the content that people wanted.
Ain't that the truth? Isn't it frustrating sometimes though?
Oh, it's extremely frustrating. That's why I have my coaching program, which is extremely successful, because the coaching program, I give them what they actually need, right? Like they're in it, they're getting what they need, and their transformations are remarkable. But you can't do that for social media. You won't get the views. You won't get the attention. You have to give them what they want.
That's so this is a constant push and pull, right? So because especially on YouTube now, I don't know how it was when you started, but like it seems now more than ever, like you're competing with some of the biggest attention grabbing strategists out there. And it's not like build it and they will come was the old philosophy in business. Now it seems there's a whole lot of marketing and sales methodology that needs to be applied just to pierce the veil of this. And let's not even introduce the fact that AI has multiplied the volume of things that are out there. How do you still continue to push the envelope in giving them what they want, but still making sure that it leads to what they need?
What I've found that's really important is you have to give them what they want, and then you have to help them see that they need more. So a lot of us have these blinders on and we don't actually understand our gaps. So if I was to show you some content that I know is a gap of yours, but you don't actually believe it is, you'll probably cut out in the first 2 minutes. You say, man, it's kind of a waste of my time. So I actually have to spend all this time educating you on why you care. Why do you care about reading a label in a grocery store of a package of a food? I'm trying to make you healthier, but maybe I have to educate you first of why that's important versus just jumping in and telling you how to read the label, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's building that bridge that I find is one of the art pieces, especially on social media, YouTube, whether it's even any of the other thing. There's like this balance of like entertainment and education. There's like this balance of entertainment and education. I'm always wondering, like, how much do you need to lean into the education side versus the entertainment side? Whereas like the entertainment might not cause the transformation. Is it a distracting consumption or is it still leading? And it sounds like you found the formula, which is like, if you're educating, making it entertaining, and then you have obviously everything on the coaching side that gives them how to actually transform. It's a very different audience, isn't it?
Yes. And I think everything that's educating should have an entertaining element to it, just because life is short and you want to make learning as fun as possible. But also there's an element of sometimes you do simply entertain, right? But that helps to get the person in the mindset, that helps to get the person to discover you. And then they dive in a bit deeper. They're like, oh, actually what Madeline is saying is actually pretty helpful. And I caught that video where she had HR professionals saying, promote or demote, do I ever read 2-page resumes? That was kind of entertaining. But now she's giving me insight as to why they answered that way and how I can change my resume and those types of things. So there is a balance. And I wish I could just do all the hardcore, like, let me just focus on the really helpful stuff. But there's only so many hours in a day, and you do have to address more of this entertainment aspect or the things that people actually want and ask for.
Thank you so much for listening to the Selling with Love podcast. We have some previous episodes you can tune into right here. And if you prefer the short form content where you get to the point in under 10 minutes, we do have a ton of clips from our best episodes that are being shared on this channel as well. So pick which one supports you the most. And of course, thank you for liking, subscribing, and of course, selling with love.